incredible last year.
Man City didn't buy another centre-back, Rebecca. That's where I think things changed.
Okay.
Company left the football club, and the other players came in, and he trusted what he already had in defence.
We'll carry on that conversation, but as you can see, Jürgen Klopp is approaching the chaps at the pitchside desk. He has his microphone. This is a manager who doesn't hide his emotions. Let's take you down to Graham and to Arlo.
Is it cold?
Jürgen, we are live. Your timing is impeccable. We give him his own microphone now. He just pulls it out of his pocket.
Takes it home with him. I have that always with me.
Pep Guardiola has said in his post-match interview that he's proud of his team and they played like champions. Therefore, how proud of you, of your team?
Oh, very, very. But I can imagine. I believe that Pep feels exactly like that because it was like this. It was a very intense game. It was very wild. In the moment when City get a bit of control because we were tired and they scored the goal. That was pretty much they had chances, of course, but not the chances they usually have. They had them after they scored the goal. Then you saw when they can control the game, then it's difficult. Then it's really difficult for us. So we had to make it wild. We had to make it intense. And on that level, we are not bad. And that's how we scored the goals. Incredible goals. Incredible goals. Yeah, and we forced it, actually. And I'm really pleased with that.
That second goal, the switch from Trent to Andy, we were commentating. I've watched a lot of football, I've played a lot of football. Not very often do you see fullbacks switching the pass to each other. Is that a tactic because it opens up the other side of the pitch? Because it's a brave decision to make, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, you know that switching is anyway a tactical pattern, and so usually you need a few passes.
Yeah.
So with Trent's pass, you don't need too many. We spoke before the game, of course, about it. City's a very, very good side, and they defend the ball really good. So that means that they work against the ball with the whole formation means you have to move. So where's the space? The space is in behind, the space is on the other side, so you have to switch, and then we wanted to accelerate. So I think 2-3 steps from Robbo, and then an incredible pass, cross, whatever, however you want to name it. And super finish there.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable goal.
Well, speaking of Andrew Robertson, we just had a chat with him, and he said something very interesting. I'm not about to talk about VAR, but he said he didn't even celebrate the Fabinho goal because he thought that something was going to happen with VAR. Now, obviously, it happened after the potential handball. Do you have sympathy for City and for Pep? Was your heart in your mouth?
A lot of sympathy and respect for them. But I didn't see the situation back. The only thing what people told me now, and I hope it's right, because it would be nice if they give me the right information, that it was first Bernardo Silva's hand and then Trent's hand. So somebody has to judge these things. So what is now offensive? If he would have scored with that hand there, it would have been disallowed. So that's how it is meanwhile. So I don't know exactly about the situation. I have to look it back. If it would be the other way around, would I be frustrated, annoyed about it 100%? In the end, it was not whistled. And what we did then in the situation, how we played then in the situation, that's very positive. And that's, of course, what I'm concerned about. So, but it's right, Robbo is right. I didn't celebrate it as well. So it was just like, I saw, okay, they are discussing there. Let's have a look what happens. Yeah. It's not a problem. It's not so nice. Usually you would celebrate a goal like when Fabinho doesn't score too often, you would celebrate it. It's slightly different. But yeah, we have enough time to enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your honesty.
Oh, welcome.
Yes, we haven't got you for very long today. You've got a long line of international broadcasters to do. It's good that you've got the snoot on today.
I thought I was banned because of a couple of words I said.
You're welcome.
In public.
You're welcome anytime. Jürgen, thanks very much indeed.
Welcome. See you.
Rebecca, we'll send it back to you from Anfield.
We made it through without any...
Did that first goal and the circumstances around it dictate what happened today?
What happened today, we show why we are the champion. In this stadium, play the way we played was incredible. So I'm so proud of my team more than ever. So making incredible performance in this stadium, the strongest team in Europe, and the way we played. So I'm so proud, so proud. We played so good.
What about that first goal and the penalty not being awarded?
Will be not so nice after the feed complaint to the referees. So as to the referees.
But you made it clear you thought it should have been a penalty.
As to the referees, please don't ask to me.
Pep, I know it's part of your job as the coach, so how disappointed were you that it wasn't given? You've seen it back. In your mind, definite penalty?
As to Mike Riley, and the guys are in the VAR and the other one, don't ask to me. So we try to do our job. I would like to talk about our performance. It was so good. So I know the teams when come here and the way they play, for respect from Anfield and from the opponent, with the problems that we have in the squad and the way we play, it was awesome. So one of the best performances we have played. We play in the way, the reason why we are back-to-back champion. That is the point. If at the end it's still 7 months and Liverpool win, I will be the first to congratulate them because we cannot deny how good they are. But the way they play, they create the chances and this personality to play all the time. So, yeah, it was good. But at the end, the boxes, it was quite similar like in Champions League for the finals, no? 3 shots on target, the first 3 goals. So the first 2 was 2 goals, so it's not easy. But a part of that, we continue and we did it.
We will return to that Pep Guardiola interview, but Bernardo Silva is at our pitchside desk with Graham and Arlo.
Rebecca, he is. Bernardo, thank you very much for joining us this close to the end of a game, which obviously ended in frustrating fashion for Manchester City. We've just heard from the manager there, Pep Guardiola. What has he said to you in the dressing room?
Well, he said he was proud of us, even though we lost tonight. I think we played overall a good game. It was quite unfair at the end, because we started better the game. That first goal was quite strange, and we were playing most of the time in their half of the pitch. And first counter-attack, first goal. But yeah, we know how it works here at Anfield. You give an inch to Liverpool and they're so good up front that they score goals for this. And yeah, of course we're disappointed. Now we're 9 points behind. But it's still November. We're not in the ideal position, of course, because we're 4th in the league, 9 points behind Liverpool. But we're going to fight until the end.
And the pivotal moment that you were talking about before was the Trent Alexander-Arnold potential handball. Now, you were involved in the play that led to the handball. It may even have come off your arm at some stage. But what was your view of it? And is there frustration in there that penalty wasn't awarded?
Haven't watched it, and I don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry.
I think that answers the question.
There you go, very diplomatic. In terms of your game plan, we were speculating before about how you would approach this game. Obviously, you've got a couple of key players that are out at the moment, including the goalkeeper, Fernandinho, playing as a centre-back. But the way you started the match, particularly down your side of the pitch, you were very positive, looked like you wanted to get into the faces of Liverpool. Was that the plan from the start, was to attack them?
Not only against Liverpool, we always play to win, we always play to attack, to create chances, to play an offensive football. And I think that's what we tried to do tonight. I think, as I said, we started better the game. And it was quite unfair to concede that first goal. But yeah, if it's football, it's how it is. We played against a great side as well. And congratulations to them.
Why, I should say, is it so difficult to come to Anfield? What makes it such a difficult place to get a result?
First of all, because you're playing against one of the best teams in the world. So if you play at Anfield, if you play at the Bernabeu, at the Camp Nou, you're always playing not only in a good atmosphere, but also against one of the best sides in the world. So yeah, it's difficult the same way it's difficult for them to come to the Etihad. Then other things that sometimes unbalance a little bit the game. But yeah, that's football.
OK, well, Bernardo, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well played. Lovely finish for the goal, by the way. I suppose It doesn't mean as much in a defeat, but you're still well and truly in the top 4 in the title race. Thank you for your time.
Cheers.
Let's, at this point, rejoin the interview that was in progress with the City boss, Pep Guardiola.
Is that why you lost then, you think, because you didn't take your chances today?
That's part of the game, so...
No, the reason why you lost?
No, we lost because they scored 3 goals and we scored 1. So, but there are many things about one team, when the play and how we have to grow when play away in a bigger stages like today. It was quite similar in quarterfinals. So the way we play there, when the first shoot, except the last 10-15 minutes, the first half, we played so good the first 30 with 3-0 down, and the second half good. And it was an incredible situations in that game too that takes sometimes influence in the result. But the performance was so good, so good.
Even at 2-0 down, did you feel you were actually in control of the game?
No, we had the feeling we tried. So always we talk about that. Be positive and never give up. So that's why we won a back-to-back in this league. So many difficult, no? After 11 years can do anyone. And we want to fight. We want to fight until the end. So, but we draw points for our faults and for other that we cannot control it. I remember Tottenham, and so it's what it is. So but important to grow as a team, as a club, as an organization, and everyone is go here, go in Europe. When we are able to qualify for the next round and go in there and play in that way. So we go home, and which regret we can have when we do absolutely everything when we have done. I think it was an honor for both teams to show Premier League for a spectacle for this kind of game. For all Europe watch this game and see the English football in these two teams. They want to attack, two teams want to create chances. That I think the best advertising that we can offer. I think that's why, on behalf of myself, hopefully Jürgen can think the same. So it was good for the Premier League.
Tactically, you decided for Angelino ahead of Mendy. What was the thinking there?
Mendy was the day after we could not training after the game. Mendy was 2 years injured. And when we play one game, we have a little bit more time to recover. And Angelino is a smart player with a lot of quality. He was so attention, and yeah, he played a good game, a really good game.
Of course, you're fourth now, and you're 9 points behind Liverpool. Is it now all about the reaction and showing why you are champions?
No, we've shown many times. So we have 3 teams. They have 3 teams in front that they have more chances to be champion than us, but. So we're going to try. So in football, you never always can win. So, but the way you do, no? So here in Anfield, so it's so nice. I'm so proud to see my team play in this stadium against that team, playing in that way.
Do you think you can claw back that gap?
I don't know. I'm not a magician to know the future. So now it's national team. Hopefully they come back. The people who's injured come back, and Chelsea at home. So we're going to try to beat them. If done, next one.
As well as congratulating the Liverpool players at the end, you went across and said thank you very much to the referees. It didn't look as though you meant it at all. Was that sarcastic?
No way. I congratulate them.
Thanks.
So polite.
I see. Thanks for talking to us, Pep.
I didn't say anything here.
We saw.
Not sure. We'll have another look in a moment at the reaction to the referees. We'll have a look at that. In fact, we'll have a look at Pep's general animated demeanour in a moment. He said a lot there, Robbie. He talked about his pride in the performance, and he talked about that's why we're champions. We showed why we're champions, but they lost 3-1. So just explain to me the thought process behind what he was saying there.
Well, I think there's multiple examples of Pep with his post-game interviews that doesn't actually say what it is. He's not telling the whole truth. He's not saying how he feels. He would love to have a go at the referee, the officials for that first, but he wants the ability to go back and say, we don't moan about referees, which, to be fair, he doesn't, mostly. But, as we saw on the field of play, and can we get a look at his reaction, on the sideline?
On the sideline,
That's really what's going on.
This is after the second handball.
So this is what he's feeling. And he can suppress it in the interview all he likes, but inside this guy's head, it's sarcastic, it's aggressive, he feels really badly done by, but he wants to be able to go back and say, listen, we're not ones to moan about refereeing decisions.
Kyle, your thoughts on Pep Guardiola?
Of course it's sarcastic, and saying that it isn't is insulting to the intelligence of everyone that knows it's sarcastic, and it's okay that it's sarcastic. You know, it's a bit childish, and it's a bit beneath him, but he can do this sometimes because he is so wrapped up in his own world of pursuing something close to perfect, and it's a pursuit that kind of, you know, as much as we enjoy Manchester City, and as much as, honestly, the first time they won the title, I said it, and no one wanted to accept it, that they're the best team that we've ever seen in the Premier League, and how dominant they are, the way they play. And I think it's the fact that he almost kind of feels like he still hasn't proved it. And that first season, he got so much criticism for playing the way he wants to play. And now it looks like it might fall short again. And it's just like, I think he's just frustrated he's so close to winning 3 titles in a row in England, the way he plays. And most people said he'd never win 1 title. So I just think he kind of sees it slipping away a little bit. The injuries, the bad luck, the Champions League knockout that I think still stings with that call. He was acting kind of childish. And I don't know, I kind of, you know, they were good today. I mean, he's saying he's proud of it. They were really good at times today.
We shouldn't let that decision cloud what happened in that game. Marginal, handball, marginal. If the referee points a spot, we're not saying that's a clear error, right? But they went down the other end and scored a goal against his team. They then scored another goal, and then scored another goal. That incident was in the 5th, I think the goal went in the 6th minute. That's a long time to come back and show us you're champions. So let's not say that the decision was the be-all and end-all because they went down the other end and scored a goal. And I just think some people might go down that road.
Just quickly, Robbie, if you're one of the Manchester City players and you watched that interview, it's only November, it's only 9 points, it's only 3 games different. Are you reacting to that interview and to your manager and thinking he believes that they're still in it?
I'm not reacting thinking that he's given up. I think they'll realise he's got fire in his belly.
Yeah.
He's controlling himself right there. He'll be firing into those players the next day of training that we can still believe we can do it because they're a great team, because they are a great team. But, you know, him not being totally genuine and holding on to his emotions, if I'm a player, I don't mind that. I don't want my manager going crazy, you know, with a post-game reaction.
We've also seen more condescending interviews from him. And don't forget, when he was at Barcelona, you know, he had that kind of rant where he criticized Jose Mourinho and the other manager, and it was kind of childish, and his team loved it. They loved him finally stepping up. And so, listen, he's got a lot of, you know, there are players that in the past don't like Pep and have bad things to say. You know, Zlatan Ibrahimovic or Samuel Eto'o or others. A lot of those players have enjoyed so much what he's trying to get out of them, and I do think he's proud of them because they tried to go to Anfield and play the way they want to play, and today they fell short to a really good Liverpool side.
So just, if you can, in a quick nutshell, what happened in the summer which allowed these teams to switch places?
Well, I mean, today, you know, David Silva's on the bench and probably not fit at all because he doesn't come into this game. Sergio Aguero going out, not having his center backs. I mean, that was not his Manchester City side. It was a good Manchester City side. Liverpool are better than they were last year. I mean, Fabinho is now fully solidified in that role. Alexander-Arnold is better than he was before in covering an entire flank. Jordan Henderson not only can get forward now, he covered that flank for Salah so he could stay up. They've just inched a tiny bit forward.